The next 50 years may change humanity forever. In 2026, the transformation has already begun. We are building machines that can learn. And now, AI is entering almost every part of our lives. If machines can do our work, what happens to us? Work may not disappear, but it could become unrecognizable. Now, nations are racing to build more powerful intelligence. Because intelligence needs something even more fundamental: power. Every smarter machine demands more energy. Computing could become one of civilization's most valuable resources. But who will control this new source of power? Today, billions of people build the world through their work. Some of the world's hardest tasks can already be automated. The future may not be human versus machine. But soon, AI may leave the screen and enter the physical world. When robots become ordinary, society itself begins to change. Perhaps our value was never measured by productivity alone. Imagine a world where routine work almost disappears. What will we create? But removing work could create a new economic crisis. If machines create the wealth, who gets to own it? AI could create a new concentration of wealth and power. Governments will not ignore a technology this powerful.
Initial tension.
Across the planet, the race for AI is accelerating. The AI race is becoming an energy race. Behind every intelligent machine is an enormous appetite for energy. To power the future, humanity will need energy on an entirely new scale. Nuclear power could become one of the foundations of the AI age. Then comes the dream: almost limitless clean energy. Abundant energy could transform almost everything. And for the first time, intelligence and energy could scale together. The world's next superpowers may be built on technology.
At the center of this race is something tiny: the computer chip.
A tiny chip can now help power an entire civilization. And behind intelligent systems lies another resource: data. Chips, computing, and energy could define the next era of power. AI is also changing the balance of military power. Tomorrow's battlefield may contain fewer soldiers, but more machines. The hardest question may be simple. Who makes the final decision? How much control are we willing to give machines? The more connected we become, the more fragile the system becomes. AI could transform medicine at its most fundamental level. Earlier detection could turn deadly diseases into manageable ones. AI may help us understand life itself in ways we never could before. Could technology eventually help us live longer, healthier lives? If we live longer, almost everything about society could change. Education may finally become personal for every human.
For the first time, everyone could have a personal teacher.
AI may not destroy creativity. It may give it new dimensions. Eventually, AI could become more than a tool. It could become a companion. But what if one day, the machine begins to understand itself? Then comes a possibility that changes everything. Intelligence beyond our own. Machines can process information at speeds no human can match. Unlike us, machines never need to sleep. And the most important change may be the speed of progress itself. What happens when progress moves faster than our ability to predict it? The harder AI becomes to understand, the harder it may be to control. The challenge is not just making AI powerful, it is making it reliably aligned with human goals. Even powerful systems can fail. The question is how safely they fail. The safest future may be one where humans remain responsible. The future of AI will depend not only on what we build, but what we choose. By 2050, the world could look radically different. AI may become less like a tool and more like a partner.
And by 2076, today's children may live in a civilization we can barely imagine.
Because the future is not really about machines.
The next 50 years will not simply change technology. They will change us.
Humanity may no longer remain confined to one world. One day, Mars could become humanity's first distant outpost. AI could help humanity become a civilization spread across worlds. But beyond our technology lies something we still cannot predict: the unknown. The future is not waiting for us. We are building it right now.
For thousands of years, humanity has asked one question: what will we become?
The future we get may depend on the choices we make today.
With all this power, perhaps the greatest question is not what AI can do.
Because no matter how far we go, Earth will always be our home. The next 50 years may change humanity forever. The future is ours to build. AI may transform not only how we work, but how the economy itself works. Factories may need fewer workers while producing far more.
Some jobs may disappear. Others may change almost completely.
But new technologies also create jobs we cannot yet imagine. But another question may become even more important. Who owns the machines? When technology becomes more powerful, ownership becomes more powerful too. What if automation makes basic goods dramatically cheaper? If machines do more work, humans may have to redefine what work means. Perhaps the greatest luxury of the future will be something simple: time. Because the greatest divide of the future may be access to technology itself. AI will need enormous amounts of energy. The question is where it comes from. Every intelligent machine has a physical cost. The same intelligence could also help us understand a changing planet. Humanity is slowly building a digital nervous system around the planet.
The smartest cities may be the ones where technology becomes almost invisible.
A city could eventually respond to problems before most people even notice them. Technology could also give nature something humans rarely give it: space. Our oceans are thriving once again. Autonomous systems now monitor and protect these vital ecosystems, ensuring a balance between nature and human progress. The real challenge may be learning to grow without destroying what sustains us. Perhaps the greatest power of the future will be the power to choose our direction. As technology changes around us, another question becomes unavoidable. Who are we becoming? The future could become deeply personalized. But convenience may come with a price: our data. In a connected world, privacy may become one of our most valuable freedoms. Some things may become more valuable precisely because machines cannot replace them. Creativity may become less about producing more and more about deciding what matters. Having the answer may be easier. Knowing what to do with it may not be. Used wisely, technology can give individuals more freedom, not less. But dependence creates another risk: forgetting how to function without the machine. The most important skill of the future may be knowing when not to trust the machine. AI could transform warfare long before it transforms the battlefield. The battlefield may increasingly belong to machines.
Take in Virginia.
The next major conflict may begin with data, not soldiers. When anyone can create convincing reality, truth becomes harder to recognize. In the future, seeing may no longer be enough to believe.
Trust may become a technology of its own.
AI may become one of the first technologies whose power truly spans the planet. Power this large raises a difficult question. Who gets to set the rules? The future could be shaped by competition, cooperation, or both.
Whatever future comes next, the decision will still belong to us.
The first step toward a multi-planetary civilization may begin just a few 100,000 kilometers away. Living away from Earth will demand something humanity has never mastered: complete dependence on technology.
Space could eventually provide resources that are difficult to obtain on Earth.
Industry may eventually move beyond Earth's surface.
Eventually, humanity could build communities that never touch a planet.
Mars will be different. The journey itself could take months.
On Mars, every breath, every drop of water, and every calorie would matter.
Leaving Earth may teach us something unexpected: how rare a living world really is.
One day, our civilization may no longer belong to a single planet.
And yet, even a civilization spanning worlds would still be only at the beginning.
AI may transform medicine by helping us understand the human body at an entirely new scale. Medicine could shift from treating disease to detecting it before it becomes dangerous. We caught this extremely early. We can start a preventive plan right away. The medicine of the future may be designed for the individual, not the average patient. The question may not be whether we can live forever, but how much longer we can stay healthy.
And perhaps the greatest mystery remains inside us: the human brain.
AI could eventually connect machines directly to the signals of the human brain. The boundary between human ability and machine assistance may become increasingly difficult to define. When enhancement becomes possible, choosing not to enhance may become a choice too. Perhaps the future will force us to redefine what it means to be human. After all the technology, one question remains: what kind of future do we actually want?
The next 50 years may change more than the previous 500.
By 2075, the future may look surprisingly ordinary and radically different.
If machines perform more of the work, humanity may have to redefine what work is for. If technology creates abundance, the hardest question may become how we share it. The future will not be equal unless access to its technologies becomes more equal. Perhaps AI's greatest gift will be giving every human access to knowledge. The generation growing up today may inherit a world we can barely recognize.
One day, our era of AI may be remembered as humanity's turning point.
We may be living through the moment when the trajectory of civilization changes. We can predict technologies. we cannot predict the choices humanity will make. The future is not waiting for us. We are building it every day. Used wisely, AI could become humanity's most powerful tool for solving difficult problems. But greater power also means greater consequences when we use it badly. The most important technology may be the ability to remain in control. The future may not be humans versus AI. It may be humans with AI. Perhaps our greatest achievement will not be reaching another world, but protecting the one we already have.
Even if humanity reaches other worlds, the universe will remain unimaginably larger than us.
And somewhere among those stars, another question waits. Are we alone? If we ever discover another intelligence, humanity's place in the universe would change forever. Whatever happens next, everything humanity has ever known began on this tiny world. Every future begins with someone who has not been born yet.
They will inherit the technologies we create and the consequences of the choices we make.
History may remember this generation not for what it knew, but for what it chose. After all our inventions, discoveries, and ambitions, one question remains.
What kind of civilization do we want all this power to create?
Progress has never been a straight line. It has always been a choice. The future is not written. It is being written now.
Before we become a civilization of many worlds, we are one civilization on one planet.
Whatever comes next, Earth will always be where our story began.
The next 50 years may change humanity forever. What happens next is up to us.
But there is one thing technology cannot predict.
Because the future will still depend on the oldest technology of all, human nature.
Technology can amplify our abilities. It can also amplify our mistakes. The future may depend less on what AI can do than on who decides how it is used.
AI could make humanity more connected than any generation before it. Because intelligence may become abundant, human meaning will still be something we create.
Every generation believes it has reached the limit until the next breakthrough proves otherwise.
And perhaps the greatest discoveries of the next 50 years will be the ones we cannot imagine today. The future of humanity may begin in the stars, but it will always be decided here. The future may not arrive with a single dramatic moment.
The most powerful future technology may simply be a better way to learn.
How does the AI analyze the structural integrity of the design?
One question in a classroom could become the discovery that changes civilization. Great discoveries matter only when they improve the lives of ordinary people.
Technology could help us repair damage, but only if we choose to use it that way.
The future of humanity is inseparable from the future of the planet that feeds us. From space, every border disappears. We see only one world.
That thin blue atmosphere is the boundary between everything we know and the void. The future will be shaped by millions of small decisions made by people like us. And tomorrow morning, humanity will wake up and begin writing the next chapter. Every generation inherits a world and decides what to do with it. We are not simply building machines. We are building the world they will shape. Energy may become cleaner, cheaper, and more abundant than ever before.
Machines may eventually stop feeling like tools and start feeling like infrastructure.
Because intelligence may be automated. Curiosity, meaning, and love are harder to replace. Every civilization begins with someone looking up and asking what lies beyond.
In a universe this vast,
And yet, somehow, this tiny world produced something capable of asking the question.
The real question is not what the future will become.
But what kind of future we create? That is still up to us. 50 years from now, the world may look familiar and completely different. AI may become less visible as it becomes more deeply woven into everyday life. One day, machines may understand patterns no human mind could ever see alone.
But knowing more does not necessarily mean knowing what matters. Perhaps the greatest question is not what we can become, but what we should become.
Every generation inherits the decisions of the one before it. And every great journey begins with a decision to take the first step.
the next 50 years may be only the beginning. Because the distance ahead is greater than anything humanity has ever traveled.
Through every transformation, one thing remains. This is where our story begins.
The future we want may begin with something surprisingly simple: protecting what already works. Tomorrow's cities may no longer need to choose between civilization and nature. The future we want may begin with something surprisingly simple: protecting what already works. In medicine, AI could turn earlier diagnosis and personalized treatment into everyday reality. AI may not replace scientists. It may help them ask questions we never knew how to ask. For the first time, humanity may have tools powerful enough to model pieces of reality itself. Our descendants may become the first humans to live beyond Earth. Maybe Mars will become a second home. But Earth will remain the first. Space may open new possibilities, but distance will remain one of our greatest challenges.
After everything we build, everything we discover, this blue planet remains our starting point.
Everything we became began here. And everything we could become is still ahead of us. Beyond our predictions lies something even more powerful: the unknown. We still don't know how many mysteries the next 50 years will reveal.
The people who inherit that future are already being born. The future is not something we simply enter. It is something we choose. Because before humanity becomes a civilization among the stars, this is the only home we have. The next 50 years could redefine humanity, intelligence, and our place in the universe. The future is coming. The question is not whether humanity will change, it's what we choose to become.